Okay, picture this. Your phone rings out of nowhere. Your heart just drops, and you find yourself just staring at the screen, waiting, just waiting for it to go to voicemail so you can immediately text back, "What's up?" Sound familiar? Well, if your friends are always giving you a hard time for this, trust me, this is going to make you feel so incredibly seen. And yeah, let's just get this out of the way right now. You are not rude, you're not antisocial, and you definitely don't have a phobia of your friends. What's really happening is that your brain is simply wired to protect you. And today, we're going to break down exactly what's going on inside that beautiful, complicated brain of yours. So first up, let's talk about that uninvited ringtone. That jolt you feel? It's not some kind of phobia. It's a very real cognitive reaction, a deep neurological response to a totally uninvited event. Seriously, that feeling is not irrational at all. For a highly analytical brain, that sudden ringtone isn't just a friendly hello, it's an ambush. It's the sudden, uninvited demand on your mental resources, and your brain is basically screaming reject for a very, very good reason. This brings us to a huge piece of the puzzle, a threat to autonomy. For some of us, an unexpected call feels less like a simple interruption and a lot more like a boundary violation. It really all comes down to our deep psychological need for control. There's actually a term for this. Psychologists call it autonomy. It's that fundamental need we all have to feel like we're in charge of our own time, our focus, and our environment. An unexpected phone call just completely hijacks that, forcing you to shift your entire mental state on someone else's terms, right then and there. And here's the wild part, the biological reality of it. When your sense of control is threatened, your nervous system literally registers it as a threat. It doesn't matter if it's your best friend calling just to chat. Your brain perceives a boundary violation, and bam, it starts releasing stress hormones. You know that sinking feeling in your stomach? That's not in your head. It's a real physical stress response. Okay, so beyond the whole threat to our autonomy thing, there is another massive factor at play here. And that is the sheer mental exhaustion, the hidden cost that a live phone call can trigger. This is all about something called cognitive load. The easiest way to think about it is like your brain's available RAM. For a deep thinker, a phone call isn't just a casual chat. It's an incredibly high-load activity. It's like trying to run a dozen complex programs all at once. It just eats up all of your processing power. I mean, think about it. It is a game of mental chess that you're forced to play in real time. You're decoding their tone, you're analyzing subtext, you're panicking over why they paused for like 3 seconds, all while trying to formulate the perfect response on the spot. And on top of all that, you're managing how you're being perceived. There are no edits, no drafts, no do-overs. It's a live, unscripted performance. And for some brains, that is just absolutely exhausting. Now, you might be wondering, why is this so much harder for some people than others? Well, it often comes down to a trait called sensory processing sensitivity. If you have this, your brain isn't just listening to the words. It's like a highly tuned emotional radar. It's picking up on every tiny little nuance, every shift in energy. It processes everything more deeply, which, you guessed it, makes that cognitive load feel 10 times heavier. And all of this brings us right to the beautiful safety of texting. That immediate urge you get to ignore the call and just text back, "Hey, what's up?" That's not avoidance. No, it's actually a brilliant strategic choice. See, texting gives you your autonomy back. It creates the space for your brain to do what it does best, to process information, to think deeply about it, and to formulate a thoughtful, genuine response completely on your own terms. It is the ultimate psychological safety net. I mean, look at this. The difference is just so stark. A phone call is a high-pressure, unscripted performance where you have very little control. Texting, on the other hand, allows for thoughtful processing with a super low cognitive load, putting you right back in the driver's seat. It's not about one being better than the other. It's about which environment actually allows your brain to thrive. So, let's bring all this home. It is time to stop judging yourself for hitting ignore and to start embracing the incredible way your brain is actually wired. And if you take only one thing away from this whole explainer, please let it be this. You are not avoiding the person. You are simply opting out of the performance. You value that person too much to give them anything less than your most genuine, thoughtful self. And you know an impromptu phone call just isn't the right stage for that. So the next time your phone rings and you feel that familiar drop in your stomach, just remember this. Your brain isn't broken. It's not weird. It's brilliantly protecting its bandwidth. It's setting a necessary boundary. Not to push people away, but to create the space you need to be the thoughtful, authentic friend you truly want to be. So, I have to ask you, be honest, this is a safe space. Do you keep your phone permanently on silent, or do you occasionally brave a phone call? Drop your answer in the comments below. And hey, if this finally explained a weird habit you've never been able to put into words, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button so we can keep decoding all the fascinating things our brains do together.